Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another video for everyone. In this video here I'll be showing you how to replace a stuck or seized O2 sensor using an acetylene torch set. I do have another video if you don't have access to this type of torch set. I recently had a misfire on my Dodge Ram. This was followed by a check engine light. A faulty upstream O2 sensor can cause a misfire, drop in performance, air-fuel mixture issues, rough idle, poor fuel economy, and throttle hesitation. First is locating the faulty sensor. Thankfully, I do have quite a bit of room here to access the sensor. This may not always be the case. Disconnect the electrical connector. I will show you a couple different options for removing the sensor. First was using a wrench. Typically, I don't like using the open end of a wrench as it can spread or potentially risk stripping the hex. The box end is best when possible. Next is using a torch. The tip of the inner blue flame is the hottest point. You'll want this blue tip touching the edge of the bung. Heat up the exhaust bung where the sensor screws into. When it's still hot, use the wrench to loosen up the sensor. Once it starts turning, you should be able to continue. A mixture of rust and carbon buildup will typically cause these sensors to seize up over time. Wait until the exhaust cools down, then use the appropriate sized thread chaser and clean up those threads in the bung. This will ensure that the new sensor has no problems with the installation. Finally, install the new sensor and tighten. Typically, new sensors will come with an anti-seize applied to the threads already. If not, then you can apply your own. Then finish up by plugging in the electrical connector. Now moving on to the other side, again is a slightly different process. First was disconnecting those wires. Next was heating up the bung again with the torch. Always be careful with the torch. Try to avoid facing it towards the floor of the vehicle or towards any critical components such as brake lines, fuel lines, vacuum lines, or wiring harnesses. If in an extremely tight place, you may consider using a piece of steel as a heat shield. Use wire cutters to cut off the pigtail. Next, using a deep socket and ratchet, remove that sensor. Sensor sockets are also available, however, I don't own any. Again, is chasing those threads to clean them up. I did notice the surface of the bung was slightly deformed due to the rust, so I cleaned it up using a file. Make sure the surface is flat so the sensor can be tightened down properly along with its washer. Finally, reconnect the electrical connector and zip tie those wires off to the side, ensuring they're far away from the exhaust and won't get tangled up in any components. New videos released every week on my channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a huge help to me, and leave a comment below if you found this tutorial helpful. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to also hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.